All right, Dr. Pla, you're able to begin.
Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order, May 26th at 6:17. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Marciano,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Corsini. Roll call vote, Mr. Corsini,
Aye.
Marciano,
Aye.
Mr. Andriozzi,
Aye.
Mr. De Silva, Mr. Pollock,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, we are now in executive session. I'll turn the meeting over to Mr. Scungio.
No, Dr. Pilata, you have to leave the public meeting.
We have
and
to
go
leave this
that
meeting.
Executive session.
Yeah.
For those just joining the meeting, the school committee is going in executive session. They should be back in about 15 minutes.
Hello.
Matthew, how you feeling?
Good, thank you.
Good.
We are not open to the public yet, correct? All right. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, yes, you are.
You got me, right, Ralph?
Yes, Ralph.
Yes, sir.
Did you call me?
Thank you. I'm not doing it.
Dr. Pillai, just let me know when you're ready and I'll liven the screen for you.
Can you hear me, Ralph?
Yes, sir. Whenever you're ready, I'll bring the screen live for you.
Okay. So when I call the meeting to order, the faces will come up on the screen?
Yes, sir. Or I can bring them up on the screen now if you're ready.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. We are reconvening the open meeting of May 26th. We had an executive session at 6:15. There were no votes taken in executive session. We'll now move on to the regular agenda. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes, the regular meeting on April 28th, 2021.
So moved. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm sorry, if we can just back up for a second and
So the flag.
pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America.
America,
To the republic.
one nation,
Under God, indivisible, liberty, justice.
for all. Thank you, everyone. Sorry about that. This pandemic is getting to everybody. Okay. We approved the minutes of April 28th, 2001. Correspondence, we have no correspondence. We have no public comment. Item on the agenda, item number 5 is the consent agenda. Chair will entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
I move the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Motion by Mr. Marciano,
So moved.
seconded by Mr. Andriozzi.
Yep.
Questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the superintendent's report. Mr. Goho.
Thank you, Dr. Pilata, members of the committee. Before we move to my items, I'd like to first acknowledge the retirements that you approved in the consent agenda. They are as follows: Lucille Policina, school nurse teacher at Wayland; Cheryl Caccia, paraprofessional at Greystone. Diane Castellucci, paraprofessional at North Providence High School. Rhonda DeBaratis, crossing guard at Ritchie Middle School. And Linda Malloy, administrative assistant in the high school guidance office. I'd like to publicly acknowledge them, thank them for their service to North Providence, and wish them good health and good luck in the future. And once again, congratulations and thank you for all that you have done for the students, staff members, and families of North Providence. And on behalf of the school committee, we wish you well in your retirement.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda, the school committee has brought before us tonight the Salutatorian and the Valedictorian of North Providence High School for the class of 2021. The school committee would like to present them with each a citation. So before I do that, let me read to you and the public a little bit of information. First, our Salutatorian. Our Salutatorian will be attending Harvard University. She is a member of the National Honor Society, mock trial for 4 years, GSA for 4 years, model legislature for 3 years, varsity track and field for 3 years, the math club for 3 years, varsity athletes against substance abuse for 2 years, numerous leadership roles outside of the school, including a member of Representative Cicilline's 2020 Youth Advisory Council. She earned the 2020 Rhode Island Youth Civic Leadership Award for dedicating time to improving her community. Involved in a multitude of youth leadership initiatives and has had opportunities for a neuroscience internship, mentored under Dr. James Giordano, the chief of Georgetown Neuroethics program, and Dr. Rachel Wurzman, PhD. She learned about the importance of intelligence, attended bi-weekly classes with former FBI agent Rusty Capps in a mentoring classroom environment, instructing on the importance of the national intelligence and counterintelligence for American security and in future careers. Quite a resume for our salutatorian, who is Samantha Williams. Congratulations, Samantha.
Congratulations, Samantha. And on behalf of the North Providence School Committee, we would love to issue this citation to you, which reads, the Town of North Providence School Committee citation, be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Samantha Williams, the North Providence High School class of 2021 Salutatorian. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 26th day of May 2001, signed by the Superintendent, Mr. Joseph Goho, and by myself, School Committee Chairman, Dr. Frank Pallotta. Samantha, congratulations. If you're listening, on behalf of the school committee, we are very proud of you, and we wish you continued success on your future challenges, and congratulations, and wish you well at Harvard. Would anyone else like to say anything?
Yes, Dr. Pallotta.
Mr. Marciano?
Yeah, I would like to join with you in congratulating Samantha. I just want to know how she was able to accomplish all those things. It's wonderful, and I wish she got the time to do it. God bless her. Good luck to you, Samantha.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Mr. Goho?
Thank you. Moving on to our valedictorian. He will be attending Princeton University. He is a member of the National Honor Society, editor of the school newspaper, and currently the editor-in-chief. Been a member of the math club for 3 years. He founded the Ritchie Middle School summer homework program in 2017. He's a member of the International Club, Academic Decathlon, Science Olympiad, Mac Trial, All-State Chorus, Kingian Nonviolence Training, Drama Club, Boys Varsity Tennis, Swim Team, Boy Scout since 2009, who recently received the prestigious Eagle Scout Award. He is a Yale Young Global Scholar, selected as one of the delegates out of 7,000 applicants worldwide. He attended a 2-week summer session at Yale University in the discipline of his choice. Gives me great pleasure to congratulate and announce the North Providence High School class of 21 valedictorian, Aiden Akabuchi. Congratulations, Aiden.
Congratulations, Aiden. Also, Aiden, on behalf of the North Providence School Committee, we have a citation for you also. And it reads as follows. Be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Aiden Iacobacci, the North Providence High School class of 2021 valedictorian. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 26th day of May 2021, signed by the superintendent, Mr. Goho, and myself, Dr. Pilata. Congratulations to you, Aiden, and on behalf of the school committee, we wish you continued success. And thank you for being such a representative of North Providence High School, and the best of to you at Princeton University. We're all very proud of you and Samantha. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Mr. Marciano?
Yeah, I also would like to concur with that. Certainly a well-rounded student. It seems like you did it all. And I know you're going to be successful in your future career.
Thank you. Mr. Goho?
Yeah, Dr. Plata, thank you. So I would just like to, again, congratulate them, congratulate the high school. Also, all of our teachers, K through 12, because you know the diploma that we receive is a reflection of our entire school system, actually pre-K through 12. Congratulations to the students for their efforts, the educators who supported them, and their families. When you think about the valedictorian and the salutatorian at North Providence High School, both attending Ivy League schools. That is a testament to them, their families, our educators, but truly the entire community. So again, congratulations. Item B. So during this pandemic, we've all known how much we value our educators. I sent out an email to the district and to the school committee this morning regarding a tremendous interaction I had with a parent at McGuire when I was there this morning regarding arrival. So, you know, during this pandemic, one good thing that has come out of it is a renewed appreciation for the public schools and our educators and our staff members. We would like to obviously appreciate the fact that all of our educators have gone above and beyond during this pandemic. But one group particularly that we would like to recognize because of the health and safety that they have had to preserve and address and deal with throughout this pandemic is our school nurses. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Special Education Director, Ms. Cynthia Van Avery, who oversees the school nurses, for a citation and a token of appreciation that the school committee and the school department wishes to bestow on our school nurses. Ms. Van Avery.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Goho, Chair Dr. Plata, and school committee members. It is with great pleasure this evening to highlight the eight North Providence school nurses. When I look back at this school year, the school nurses have been instrumental in the safety, health, and welfare of all students, faculty, as well as our community. I am honored to work alongside each of them on a daily basis. They have shown a dedication to our district, kindness to each other, commitment to the profession, and above all else, a passion to help all those in need. It is with pleasure that I've been asked to read this citation. Town of North Providence School Committee citation, be it hereby known to all, the North Providence School Committee offers its sincerest appreciation to Kelly Nesbitt, Michelle Poirier, Joan Oster, Carissa Wilkinson, Jan Matthews, Eleanor Bonner, Karen Zolano, and Sherry Farrell for your professionalism and dedication to the North Providence School Department. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Propose this 6th day of May, National Nurses Day 2021. And this is also signed by Dr. Pilata as well as Superintendent Goho. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Van Avery. On behalf of the school committee, we certainly would love to thank all our school nurses for stepping up in a very difficult situation and a very challenging situation. We thank you for your support, your patience, your compassion, your understanding, your kindness, and your professionalism. No one anticipated what we were getting into, and certainly your professionalism stepped up and provided the necessary services to all our students in a very professional and honorable way. And we have a great deal of gratitude to you as our school nurses, as we do for all our educational staff who stepped up and did what they had to do during this very difficult, challenging pandemic. No one gets trained to do what everybody had to do in their own capacity, in their own professional capacity, to support and still continue to provide education to our students. But our educational community did step up, and the school nurses certainly fulfilled a void that no one expected. And we greatly appreciate what you have done for our district and for our students and for our staff. So thank you again very much. Greatly appreciated by the school committee. Mr. Marciano.
Thank you, Dr. Plata. When I taught at North Providence High School for a number of years, many years, I also always relied on the school nurses, especially if I wasn't feeling well. They'd always offer a lending hand and always there. In particular, I'd like to mention someone who retired. Well, we read her retirement this evening, Lucille Policina, for 20 years of service. And I certainly wish you the best in your retirement. And I like the fact that you said you would stay around for any transition, which is very thoughtful and wonderful to do, any transition that has to take place. And as Dr. Plata indicated, I concur with this, the school nurses are a very, very important part of our educational system. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marciano. Anyone else, any other comments? Thank you. Stay well, nurses. We need you. Next item, Mr. Goho.
Thank you, Dr. Plata. The next item, very excited to announce the 2021 Teachers of the Year for each school building in North Providence, and then the 2021 Teacher of the Year for the district. I'd like to thank Assistant Superintendent Louise Seitzinger for organizing this process, along with her secretary, Mrs. Nassi, and the members of her committee who closely scrutinized all of these applications. I'd also like to thank the teachers in each of the buildings, because the representatives from the buildings are voted by their peers. And I don't think there's anything more honorable than being voted to an award as a teacher by not only the students, but also by your own peers as well. So what I will do first is I will inform the committee and the public of the Teachers of the Year from each building. And then at the end, I will announce the 2021 North Providence District Teacher of the Year. So the first recipient, the Teacher of the Year at Birchwood Middle School. He teaches the Marine team, grades 7 and 8, technology teacher for grades 6 through 8, and that is Richard Torty. Congratulations, Mr. Torty. At Centerdale Elementary School, grade 3 teacher, Brian Cachadorian. Congratulations, Brian. At Greystone, our grade 2 teacher, Christine Kramer. Congratulations, Christine. At McGuire Elementary School, a grade 5 teacher, Nicole Chevrette. Congratulations, Nicole. At North Providence High School, English teacher, grades 9 through 12, Lisa Leahy. Congratulations, Lisa. At Ritchie Middle School, ELL teacher, grades 6 through 8, Lori Drolet. Congratulations, Lori. Stephen Only School, special ed intensive academic support for grades 2 through 5, Carly Ibsen. Congratulations, Carly. And at Wayland Elementary School, grade 3 teacher, Teacher of the Year for Wayland is Susan Coughlin. Congratulations, Susan. So all of our Teachers of the Year for the various buildings are on the call, and we would just all like to congratulate you and really give you all a round of applause for winning the Teacher of the Year as elected by your peers for your building. So congratulations to all of you. We do wish we could do this in person for you, but we're glad that we are able to recognize you nonetheless. So at this time, unless any member of the committee wishes to say anything at this point, Dr. Plata?
Yes, I'd just like to congratulate all the recipients. We're very proud of your accomplishments. There's no better achievement to get recognized by your colleagues. So we congratulate all of you. School committee is certainly proud of what you have done in the district. We all wish you continued success in your field. We hope you remain in North Providence as an educator. We need a lot of good people like yourselves. And once again, congratulations on behalf of the entire school committee. Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pilata. So if we could have a drum roll, we would have one, but we really can't have a drum roll. But at this point, it gives me great pleasure. I could not be more proud. And I know the district could not be more proud. It could not have a better representative to announce the 2021 North Providence School District Teacher of the Year from North Providence High School, English teacher Lisa Leahy. Congratulations, Lisa.
Congratulations, Lisa.
So I'd like to read a little bit of information about Lisa that was given to me by the interview committee. Lisa has been teaching for 21 years at North Providence High School. And I have to say, she was one of my first hires as principal of North Providence High School. So I'm really proud about that. But 21 years, wow, that kind of strikes me. She teaches all levels of high school English at the high school. She has created and curated the North Providence School Department Technology Integration and Distance Learning Support website. She has worked collaboratively on many North Providence High School and school district initiatives and curriculum development. Lisa also assists in chaperoning many events at the high school, including graduation and senior events, and in this past year, many COVID-altered activities. She is a Fuse technology integration coach trained by Highlander Institute for Rhode Island and chair of the New England Association of Schools and Colleges Decennial Accreditation Visit, and a member, the sole teacher member, I believe, on the commission for the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. Lisa's expertise, many credentials, and leadership skills are truly extraordinary, too numerous to name. Lisa exemplifies the best of the best and is very deserving of the 2021 Teacher of the Year for North Providence, and she will represent our district with distinction. So we are all ecstatic for you, Lisa, and we are so happy with the timing of this, and it could not have happened to a more deserving person. Not only educated, but also the good, tremendous, kind and caring colleague that you are. So we're all very proud of you and congratulations. So Lisa is on the call. If Lisa would like to say anything, and we'd just like to hear from Mrs. McGill, her principal as well. Ralph, if you could first go to Mrs. McGill.
Moving in her right now. Hold on. I can't find Mrs. McGill. If she could raise her hand, it would be great. There you are.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Goho, members of the school committee. Congratulations to Lisa Leahy. I am thrilled and honored for her. For those of you who've had an opportunity or a chance to work with Lisa, I'm pretty sure the word no is not in her vocabulary. No matter what you ask of her to do, she always says yes with a smile, regardless of the quantity of other questions that people have asked. Not only is Lisa a dedicated educator, I think there's not a person in the building that wouldn't refer to her as their friend. Kids seek her out that don't even have her as a teacher. She spends countless hours looking up the best and latest and greatest technology. As you all know, she curated our North Providence High School technology website. She managed to help many people who had no idea what distance learning was, how to do it and do it well. And Lisa is just, she's your right arm. If you need someone in your corner, Lisa is the one that you want there for you. It is a great honor to have Lisa represent our district. She is talented, she's kind, she's dedicated. I can't say enough wonderful things, and what a wonderful honor for Lisa to represent our district. Congratulations, Lisa. We're all proud of you.
Thank you, Mrs. McGill, for your great words. We appreciate it. Ralph, if you could bring Lisa Leahy onto the call. Thanks, Mrs. McGill.
Thank you.
She's in. Go ahead and talk, Lisa. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm very humbled. Thank you.
Lisa or Kristen, maybe you can explain what the award represents in terms of the next step. Is there competition with the state Teacher of the Year? And then is there any competition beyond that?
Dr. Plot, I think Mrs. Seitzinger could probably,
Yeah.
answer. She works very closely with the state.
Please.
So sure, first of all, I just wanted to say congratulations, Lisa. I'm so thrilled for you personally and professionally. I could not, just an exceptional professional, exceptional educator, just exemplary on all levels. So congratulations. And congratulations to all the recipients tonight, because you really should all be proud, as Mr. Goho said. It's really quite an honor. Yes, there is, the next step is that Ms. Leahy will be filling out an application for the state, which I will bring to her tomorrow, because I will be bringing her something tomorrow. Just want to let her know that also from the district. And then it does go to the federal level, yes. So she competes on a state level first with other recipients, and then nationally, if, whoever receives the Rhode Island Award. So I know she's going to represent our district very, very well. So we're very proud. Congratulations again.
Thank you. And on behalf of the school committee, Lisa, we certainly congratulate you and we thank you. And we thank you for your service to the students. I have a citation for you on behalf of the school committee, which reads, Town of North Providence School Committee citation, be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Lisa Leahy, recipient of the 2021 Teacher of the Year for the North Providence School District. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 26th day of May 2021, signed by myself and Superintendent Goho. So Lisa, congratulations. I guess you're a person not of many words.
Well, yeah, I mean, what Joe said is, the timing is good.
We
So,
understand.
Thank you.
We completely understand. And we certainly appreciate everything that you have done. And we know you come from a family of educators who are also highly respected. So thank you, and thank you.
Thank you. I'm very humbled. I appreciate it so much.
And we also have a citation for the other recipients. And the citation reads, the Town of North Providence School Committee citation, be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to, it mentions the teacher's name, in recognition of recipient of the 2021 Teacher of the Year for, and it mentions the school. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 26th day of May 2021, signed by myself and the superintendent. So to all of you, congratulations once again, and thank you for your service to the school district and to the students of North Providence. Thank you very, very much. It is greatly appreciated. Mr. Goho, item D.
Thank you, Dr. Pallotta. Okay, next item, I would like a motion to approve the North Providence High School graduation contract with CCRI. If you recall, we voted on this last month and placed it on the agenda for this month to vote again. So we need to approve it.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Pollak, seconded by Mr. Marciano. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item, I would like a motion to approve the local 920 memorandum of understanding regarding personnel files, which essentially codifies that the electronic evaluations of our certified staff that are electronically filed at the conclusion of the school year at the Rhode Island Department of Ed are considered filed in their personnel file when they are uploaded to the RIDE electronic system, so that we don't have to manually download and copy all of those files to put in physically put in personnel files. This MOU will codify that once they are uploaded to RIDE, they are considered filed.
So moved.
Second.
Marciano, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Andriozzi. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to thank Mr. Cicerone and his membership for working on us on that very common sense cost-saving initiative. So thank you, Mike. Next item on the agenda is discussion or action regarding school resource officer vacancy, which is requested to be placed on the agenda by Mr. Pollock. So I'll turn it over to him at this time.
And thank you, Mr. Goho. Thank you, Mr. Goho. So historically, we've had four school resource officers in North Providence, and you can correct me at any point if I'm incorrect with my information. One at the high school, one at each middle school, and one for the elementary schools. However, it's come to my attention this year that we've only had 3. And I know one has been out since March, and I understand the person's coming back very shortly. So we've basically been operating with 2 school resource officers. So I want to be proactive and not reactive in the event, God forbid, something happens. I think we've been very lucky, and our police officers do an amazing job. I would like to make a motion that we send a correspondence to Chief Martins, Deputy Chief Ruggiero, the mayor's office, and CC each of the council members, asking them why we've been operating with less than the normal 4 resource officers. Their intentions on filling those positions for the remainder of this year and going into September. So I put that in the form of a motion.
Mr. Marciano? Okay, motion by Mr. Pollock and seconded by Mr. Marciano. Any questions?
Discussion, Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Marciano?
Yeah, just wondering, Chuck, we're supposed to have 4, is that what you said?
That's my understanding. We've had 4, Mr. Goho, you can correct me, 1 at the high school, 1 at each middle school, and 1 for the elementary schools.
That's correct.
Okay, so we're down 1, is that it? No,
Well, since September, we've been down 1. Since March, I believe, we've been down a second one, but I believe that person is due to come back anytime now. And I've also heard that the police department has also had another police officer trained as a school resource officer. However, that person, as of this date, has not been assigned.
Yeah, I that's a very important program, by the way, because in my relationship with some of the SROs, they do a great job at our schools. They really do. And certainly if we need that person or whatever, 4, is that what you said, Chuck? 4?
4, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why anyone would not want to do this, okay? So basically, again, this is no reflection at all on the police department.
Oh, I think they do an amazing job.
They do a great job, yeah.
So the motion is to send a communication to the police chief.
The deputy police chief. Yep, the mayor's office, and CC each council member.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Dr. Plott, if I could just add, in my 20 years at the high school and now in the district, I have to say I have worked with phenomenal school resource officers. Mr. Pollock is correct, so is Mr. Marciano. They do a phenomenal job. And they're not there to enforce crime or to enforce the law. If you recall, the original purpose of school resource officers was in response to school violence and events all across the country that have occurred over the last 15 plus years, starting with Columbine. And they're there to deter and to preserve safety. And the school resource officers that we have had, I can't tell you the admiration that I have for them in terms of them able to build such positive relationships with the kids and staff members over the years and bring such a positive presence to our school buildings. So I know there's a lot of movement in various corners across the state and the country to, replace school resource officers with social workers and psychologists, which we have in the district to provide that service. And I agree with Mr. Marciano and Mr. Pollock that they are a tremendously valuable service, most primarily to ensure safety, and act as a deterrent. And they've just done a phenomenal and a tremendous job, including the ones that we currently have, and all the ones that I have worked with. So I just wanted to state my own personal opinion for the people who serve in those positions, and the police department for doing a phenomenal job to train them to do the job appropriately.
I have a question.
Thank you. Mr. Andriozzi.
So why are we down? The one and or the two that the second person is obviously out. Why are we short people? What is it? Cost savings? Is it the police department? Why is there not the 4 bodies there?
That's, I'm sorry, Mr. Go. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
go
looking to find out.
I don't know the exact answer. I know that we have had 4 in the past, and there was a retirement, I believe, and one of the middle school SROs retired at the end of the year last year, or resigned, and one of them moved up to the high school. So we ended up with it might have been 2 years ago. So we ended up with a school resource officer at the high school, and then 2 at the middle school. The elementary SRO filled the vacancy at the middle school and moved up. So we ended up with a high school SRO, 1 each at 2 of the middle schools, and then the SRO vacancy, which was created when somebody moved to one of those vacant positions at the other schools, was not filled. I don't know the answer. I will say that when the current high school SRO took a leave of absence, a family leave of absence, and when I reached out to Chief Martins and to, expressed my concern for that position, and obviously having so many kids at the high school, he immediately reacted and rearranged current personnel and sent someone to cover the high school. And that left 1 person to cover the 2 middle schools. But he was very responsive to me, but I just don't know and he was very responsive to the issue and to the needs. I just don't know if they don't have enough bodies or whatever the issue might be.
Okay. Thank you.
So maybe this is a question for Lisa. The SROs are budgeted under the police department, the school department, or a combination?
We're currently paying for 2. I'm not sure if the town covers 2 of the other 2. I'm not sure. I know we're currently just paying for the 2 officers that we have.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the arrangement was prior to that.
So we have 2 SROs in our current budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Mr. Seitsinger.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Chair Pallotta and members of the school committee, Mr. Goho, thank you. A few updates. I know we wanted to highlight the health report, and speaking of health, it's our district health and wellness virtual week, and we have wonderful activities going on every day. So I want to thank our committee, Donna Humphreys, our PE, our nurses, all of our people who work together to produce those activities. So I'm very grateful for them. And that's also gone out to families. We did complete a district health report, which is done yearly, and received commendation from RIDE regarding our successful completion entry for the same. And just so you know, it outlines yearly comprehensive questions regarding our health and wellness committee, our curriculum, which we've updated since I've been here, health screenings, procedures and protocols for first aid, EpiPens, et cetera, and also environmental tests and inspections such as lead, food services, et cetera. So that was positive. Just a couple of other things I want to highlight. We're down to 19% of our students on distance learning at this point, K to 12, and that's decreasing every day because we're bringing more of the high school students back. We also received, and it was in the Valley Breeze highlighted, a Cal grant. It's coding as a language grant for K to 2 that was awarded to us starting at McGuire Elementary School, with the thought of growing that type of computer science curriculum from which we currently have at the middle school and high school level. So we're very excited about that. And that grant's valued at $20,000 plus. And a couple of other things. We've completed all of our testing, state testing, and that includes RICAS 3 through 8, SAT, PSAT, and our Rhode Island Science Assessment with success. We're still doing some makeups. And as you know, accountability was waived by the state this year. So we will still receive public results. But I just want to commend the principals, the teachers, and all of the coordinators. Just amazing, amazing job with state testing. And we also had our recent professional development day. That was our last one for this year on May 17th. And that went extremely well. It's very differentiated. And I want to thank all the teachers and principals for their support with that day. And then finally, we have one more Inter-U Counseling Center workshop coming up in June. There was one on May 5th, which I attended, and it was really well done, and that's recorded and posted on our website. So I want to thank Ms. Van Avery for her support and collaboration with that effort, and just working on our end of year events. And we're excited to go and be in person for a lot of our end of year events, including graduation. So we look forward to that.
Thank you, Mr.
Preisinger. Does anyone have any questions, comments? Thank you for that report. Next item number 8, school committee reports. We have none. We have no old business. Item number 10, new business. Item A, discussion approval of special education reorganization, special services coordinator job. Anything that you'd like to add to that, Mr. Goho?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Pilata. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Van Avery in a moment to just give you a really brief overview of the thoughts that we have come to realize as a department in terms of reorganizing the special education department, particularly to change the title of Miss Van Avery's position to more accurately reflect the students that her department serves and the additional responsibilities beyond special ed that have evolved into that position. And also, due to a retirement, we have the opportunity to repurpose an existing position and to repurpose it and to reclassify it. It is not an additional position. It is an existing position that has been redesigned and to better serve the needs of our students. And I'll have Miss Van Avery briefly explain this whole reorganization to you. Miss Van Avery.
All right. Thank you, Superintendent Goho, Chair Dr. Pilata, and school committee members. So a little over 2 years ago, when I accepted the position as Director of Special Education, Superintendent Goho handed me a list of ideas that he had around special ed, and he referred to them as special ed thoughts. And one of those ideas, questions, and concerns that he had been thinking about on behalf of the district was restructuring the special education department. And over the last 2 years, there were little to no opportunities to make those adjustments or changes without costing the district any additional funds. So a couple of months ago, this school committee approved the retirement of Jane Shoddy, allowing an opportunity to repurpose, restructure, reuse, and reorganize the department at no additional cost. So in fact, when I'm asking, will reduce costs and better meet the needs of our students and changing population. So as Superintendent Goho just said, I am asking for you to consider 2 ideas this evening: changing my title from the Director of Special Education to the Director of Student Services, which aligns closer with my job description, responsibilities, and duties, of which some include all of the DCYF correspondence on behalf of any child residing in North Providence, whether they are special education or not. Supporting all of our school nurse teachers, social workers, school psychologists, oversight of our district threat assessment procedures and teams, as well as I became this year the ADA coordinator for the district for our faculty, on top of being the special ed director responsibilities. Also, as part of this restructuring, I'm also asking for you to consider repurposing Jane Shoddy's position from an audit district supervisor to a new position called Special Services Coordinator, which aligns with the needs of the district and our students. In your packet this evening, you have a full job description outlining the necessary duties and responsibilities of the Special Services Coordinator. Highlights of this position are exciting for me is it is allowing us to build programs within our district to support our continuum of services, allowing more students to be brought back in to our own buildings. Additional professional development, so many topics on various subgroups of professionals, as well as supervising our students who are potentially placed in our parochial schools. And the most important piece is collaborating more with our building principals. So I appreciate all of your time this evening and your consideration for restructuring the special ed department, me asking for reorganization. And again, I am not asking for any additional funds.
Thank you, Ms. Van Avery. Does anyone have any questions?
Hey,
Mr. Marciano.
Yeah, I really don't have a question. I always felt the most difficult job in any school system is special ed director. So I know the responsibilities are immense. And I always said this, and as long as I've been involved in education, that the duties of the special ed director, special needs students and all these other things, immense. And now I see some of the duties listed here and it looks like this is a good idea. It doesn't cost us any more money or anything like that. And maybe it's an opportunity to bring some students back into the district. I think that's what she said. If I heard her properly. Yep. So I think it's a good idea. It looks like a good idea to me.
Yes, I concur, Mr. Marciano. I think one of the most difficult jobs in the educational scheme of things is special education director. It's very challenging, and every time you solve a problem, you get 2 more problems. And that seems pretty consistent. So thank you for all your hard work that you do. And thank you, and thank Mr. Goho for sitting down and really thinking through the positions to better address the needs of the district. So thank you very much for that. So, Mr. Marciano, is that a motion to approve?
Yes.
Is there a second? Mr. Pollock and Mr. Corsini and Mr. Andriozzi
Yes.
and Mr. De Silva.
I accept.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Van Avery. Next item on the agenda is discussion approval of the diploma system. Mr. Goho?
Thank you, Dr. Pilata. As you know, I've informed you that over the next several months, we will be bringing to you for approval policies that have not been looked at in a number of years. We're going through an exhaustive list of policy, and we'll bring them to you gradually. So the next 2 items on the agenda, the North Providence High School Diploma System Policy, which has been revised to reflect current practices in state law and current programs at the high school. These policies have been vetted by the policy subcommittee and are now in front of you for full approval to be revised and approved.
Okay, for the general public, the 3 policies are the North Providence High School Diploma System Policy, also the North Providence High School Early College Access Policy, and the Staff Electronic Device Policy.
Dr. Plott, if I could just add a clarification. So B and C are current policies that you are revising. And then item D is the Staff Electronic Device Policy, which is a new policy. And your bylaws do allow you to approve that in 1 reading, should you so choose. And since this policy would be in effect at the conclusion of this school year, so essentially July 1, it would go into effect. It wouldn't be immediately in effect. I would recommend that when you approve that policy, you do so tonight with 1 reading. It's not an emergency, but it will not be in effect for another 6 weeks. So that'll give the employees plenty of time to digest the guideposts.
Okay, so the chair will entertain a motion for items B and C, which is the Diploma System and Early College Access Policy, which is a revision.
Okay, so
Okay.
move.
Motion by Mr. Marciano,
Second.
second by Mr. De Silva. Any questions?
Discussion. Discussion,
Mr.
Mr.
Marciano.
Yeah, B and C, now they comply with state law, correct?
Correct. They've been updated to reflect current law, school district policy, and current programs in the district.
Right, okay. That's it.
Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, the Staff Electronic Device Policy. Any questions or discussion on that? We will treat this as a first reading.
That would be a first and only reading.
It'll be on the June agenda for a final vote.
Okay.
Okay, so no one has any questions at this point with that policy. So Mr. Goho will place that on the June agenda as a second reading for discussion approval.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Next item, 11, approval of bills.
Discussion.
Move passage.
Well, is there a motion to approve? Mr. Marciano? Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. De Silva?
Discussion.
Discussion, Mr. Andriozzi.
Just really quick. So I looked back on all the way back to December's bills. I just have a question on page 2, number 74 and 75. Cranston School Department, we're paying them $12,035 for 2 quarters, and I'd just like to know what it's for. I've never seen them before on our bills, and if I have, I overlooked them. I'm just curious as to what it's for.
Alicia.
Those would be for students we have going to the district. I can check to see when the students came into the district. It's possible they came in mid-year. I'm not really sure. I don't have the actual list of all that stuff with me, but I can definitely check on that with Lori, keeps track of the tuitions, and get back to you tomorrow.
Very good, because
Would that be the vocational school, Lisa, or the?
Yes, they have a career and tech program in Cranston.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So how many, do we know how many children are going there?
I don't have, you know what? I can give you that right now. It's 1 second.
Because we also pay Johnston and
We pay Smithfield, we pay several districts.
and nowhere near Cranston. Like nowhere near the same amount of money.
Hold on, bear with me 1 sec. Here we are. We have 3 students in their career and tech.
At $12,000 a quarter.
So it's $4,010 for each student per quarter.
Okay, so just a quick question. So what do we have in Johnston? Because their 2 quarters are $2,400 and $3,400.
Right, and that's all decided by RIDE. Unfortunately, we don't decide what we get charged. Nope. Hold on, I think.
So who makes up the prices? The district that the child goes to?
I believe it goes by their per pupil for the district. So
Okay.
it's different for each one. So let's see, here's Johnston. We only have 1 student and it's $3,427 a quarter for that student. So you can see there's a little difference depending on the district.
Yeah, well, 1 quarter was actually less. 1 quarter was $2,400 in Johnston.
Let me see. He may not have, I'm wondering if he wasn't in the full quarter.
Yeah, 1 quarter is $2,409, the other one's $3,427.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's done by per pupil.
No, the 2409 is actually for the ice hockey, our share of the ice rink. I think we share the expense with Johnston. That's not for tuition.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right. I got
Yeah.
it. All right. So Cranston, I thought we were paying Rod's salary.
Hey, pay Rod.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, Mr. Andriozzi?
No, I'm all set. Thank you, Doctor.
Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion on the approval of bills.
So
We already
moved.
have that motion on the floor.
Yep.
Sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Use of property requests.
Motion made.
Second,
Motion made by Mr. De Silva, seconded by Mr. Andriozzi. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. De Silva,
Yes, is it possible for us to go back to the new business and look at that staff electronic device policy? It's my understanding our bylaws say we can, tonight's the first reading, and we can pass it tonight. And I think that allows all of the many teachers and staff that we have to now embrace that policy and be ready for it, rather than approving it in June as they're already out the door.
okay.
So my motion would be
I
to
think the
approve that
protocol would
policy
be to go
tonight.
back Norma Jean to see who made the motion and who seconded that motion.
On D, I don't think we made a motion.
We did.
Yeah.
You just tabled it.
Right.
On the electronic device policy,
There's no motion made.
There was no motion.
Piano, oh, no, that's right. There was no.
Right, and so rather than bringing it back in June, I'll make a motion right now to approve it. That way, our staff, teachers, staff, everyone in the district will have the policy in hand. It complies with our bylaws. And rather than giving it to them in July when nobody's paying attention, they'll be able to digest it over the next few weeks. It doesn't take an effect until July anyway, but at least they'll have the policy now rather than when the school's already out. And that complies with our bylaws. So that would be my motion to approve it now.
Second,
Okay, there was a motion by Mr. De Silva, seconded by Mr. Marciano. In terms of the appropriate protocol, Mr. Scungio, are we in line with Robert's Rules of Order?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion on that? Comments? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye,
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. De Silva.
thank you.
We have no request to address the committee. We have no pending business. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
Pollock,
That's staying
seconded by
longer.
Mr. Corsini, and the entire committee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And just to remind everybody, our next meeting, we're planning to have at the high school library. Unless things change.
Hey,
Thank you. Stay safe.
Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.
thank you.